What's up, y'all? I thought I would share my lunch with you today. I've got apple, tomato, cucumber, collard greens, mustard greens, and 3 stalks of celery here. And basically what I do is I have my juicer here and I take this out, and then what I'll do is I'll take all of these things and then I'll put it in there, and then basically it all comes out as juice right here. So yeah, it's quick and easy, it's healthy. I mean, it's perfect for college living, I think. It tastes good. To me, it does, at least. Don't get me wrong. But, yeah, it's delicious. So let me go ahead and get the juicer ready, and I will actually get some actual juicing on footage. So, yeah, here we go. Alright, so here we go. We're going to do some juicing. And I've got my headphones in as earplugs because this thing gets so loud. So when I turn it on, I'm going to down the volume on the video so you don't have to. But at any rate, here we go. Gotta make sure there's a bag in there to catch all the pulp. So, tomato. Yeah. Just like that, it's that easy. Move on to the mustard greens. Like to bunch them up like that. Set them on there. There we go. Next up is the celery. Put all 3 of them in here at once. Alright. Next up is the collard greens. It's like with the celery, you can put this whole thing in there all at once. Really awesome. Bam. Just like that. No problem. When you get to the leafy part that it gets hard. It takes a little bit longer to get all the juice out. There we go. Next up, cucumber. Right there, don't even have to peel it. Bam. Yeah. Lastly, we have our sweetener, the apple. Which I saved this for last because I knew I was going to have to cut it in half. I can fit most anything down this juicer, but the apples that I got the other day are just really big. They won't fit. There we go. Oh, probably one more. Pushing it. Oh yeah. That's enough. I'll just get to eat this part. Anyway. That is how I do the juices. As you can see, this right here is my lunch for today. It's going to be energizing, nutrifying, delicious. Word. Alright, I'll catch you after we get done with physics today.
For continuous flow, there needs to be no gaps. And if there is a gap, like a switch or something like that, that's what happens when you turn on a light. You're closing the circuit, and if you're allowing the electrons to flow through that. So I have this magic ball, and it makes our bodies are good conductors, as we just established, with we're predominantly made of water. And there's 2 little metal things on the side, little wires, and if you press one and you press the other, it creates a circuit through your body and lights up the ball. And I've done this in class for about 6 months now, and I'm pretty sure that it doesn't matter how many people we make a circuit with, I can still get the thing to light. And we have a pretty large number in this class, so I'm going to make everyone stand up. Let's do it! And we're going to hold hands, and we're going to make a circuit.
So once again, I was able to get some video of what lecture is like for physics. It's a bit more dry, but she actually kicked it up today. It was pretty fun. We ended up, she had this little ball and you can touch both sides of it, like with your hands, and it would actually, for real, light up. And she had all of us in the whole room stand in a big circle and hold hands, and it actually still lit up, so it was pretty cool. And then as soon as we got done with that, which it took like 5 minutes because some people were just acting dumb about it. Like, some people didn't want to hold other people's hands because they were feeling weird about it. I don't know what that was all about, but at any rate, once everybody finally got over that fact, it actually lit up, and then some people would actually let go, and it would turn off. So it was a pretty cool little experiment, and then we got to take a break right after that. So yeah, I would say that the physics lecture today was pretty good. We covered electricity today, and that was rather interesting. Some of the stuff in lecture, I was just kind of like, yeah, I'm not going to get it until I actually practice it. So, Mina's making funny faces at me. She's trying to mess me up. So today in physics, let's see, I got my slides in front of me. Today we will discuss the electric force of the charged particles, Coulomb's law, the fundamentals of electricity, Ohm's law, circuits, parallel and series, and then electric power. So of course we dealt with the circuit stuff in lab, and we went through all these slides today in actual lecture. And Mina, I'm ignoring you. And we had 60 slides today, and it actually took us about 2 hours to get through them. So we got out around 7 or so, and it wasn't bad. The lab was really good, actually. We got the packet, had to go onto the simulation website thing again, and do all this stuff. And at first, it's weird. I always have epiphanies. Every lab that I've gone to, I've had an epiphany about the stuff that we're learning. Like, I'll be thinking about it, and then just all of a sudden, I'll be like, oh, well, that's how it works. And the cool part is that once I get it one way, somehow all the other ways of finding the answer are just, somehow they appear to me. I don't know what that's all about. But somehow I'm able to just find all the answers. I don't know. It's neat. And I like the process of figuring out, well, what do I need to know? What do I know? How can I figure out what I don't know? And I mean, what I've deduced it down to is like you have your known knowns, you have your known unknowns, your unknown knowns, and your unknown unknowns. And I know that sounds confusing, but in my mind, it makes sense. So I don't know if you can kind of think about that. If you want, I don't care. But that's how I think about things, and it helps me solve the problems. And I actually stayed after tonight, after I got done with the lab pack, to do the practice test, because I have a test on Thursday on all this stuff. And I was like one of the last ones left, and I was the only one working on the practice test. I really don't get why people don't stay and work on the practice test. I mean, some of the stuff I'm able to get at home and figure it out, but it's nice to have someone there to explain why. Like, one of the recent things I've started doing is like, obviously I'll ask, well, why is this if I don't know the answer? But if I do know the answer, I still ask why. You know what I mean? Like, what, I don't know. It's just been something that I've, kind of a kick I've been on lately. It's like, yeah, I know that's that, but why? And it really helps. I mean, even though I'm not going to be using this stuff like too much, it really actually does help, if I do say so myself, to really get and grasp the concepts. So physics was pretty ballin' today. I've got to say, it's baller day. That's the word of the day, is baller, because we were talking about electrons and their little spheres of things, so it makes sense to me. I also found, so while I was in lecture, like I said, I was kind of like, I'm not going to get this stuff until I start using it, which proved to be true. So I didn't really pay attention in lecture today. I mean, I kind of did, but kind of not, because I'll admit I was on YouTube, but to justify myself, I was looking up videos about physics. So, don't act like, don't get twisted ideas there. I was looking up stuff for physics, and I came across I was trying to get an idea for what I want to do for my physics podcast, which, by the way, is due this coming Sunday, so I got some work to do in the next couple days. And anyway, so I was on YouTube and I was going to look up physics behind drumming, because I do have an idea of what I want to do, which is to use drumming in some way. I don't know how I'm going to relate it just yet. But the podcast has to be uploaded to YouTube or Vidler, and obviously I'm going to put it on YouTube anyway, so what I upload once I get that podcast done is going to be what's graded, so I'll let you know what the grade is for that and everything. And that will be actually what I'm turning in. At any rate, I was going to look up physics behind drumming. I type in the first two words, physics behind, and what pops up in the suggestion bar underneath the search bar, it was physics behind My Little Pony. So I was like, what is that? So I clicked on it, and this video comes up, and it was a video presentation on the physics of My Little Pony, or something like that. And I'm going to put a link below so you can check this out. Anyway, this guy it was a video of this guy, and I don't know if he was in high school or college or what, but the guy was in a physics class, and he did a presentation on the physical impossibilities of My Little Pony, and I am not kidding you. Like, the first thing he talked about was what was it called? The rainbow.
Sonic Boom, or the Rain Boom.
The Sonic Rain Boom. That's right. It was what was her name? Rainbow Dash's Rainbow Boom, or something like that.
And he's turning into velocity and that. God, that was funny shit.
Yeah, and it was really funny. I mean, it was hilarious. I was dying. And then he also talked about there was a particular scene where this pony called Applejack jumped from a thing and hit the seesaw, and then that sent Rainbow Dash flying or something. And then there was another scene where another little pony fell off a cloud and was saved by landing on a group of butterflies. And he was disproving all this stuff, explaining why it's all impossible. It was just so freaking funny. Like, I mean, I was in the middle of lecture just dying, and I was trying not to laugh out loud, but I mean, it was hard. But I mean, it was pretty funny. So I'm gonna put a link below for that. And no, I didn't end up looking up any drum physics videos because, well, that caught my attention. It was really funny. But at any rate, I got a new hard drive. My old one still isn't working. I've got this guy now. Let's see if I can grab it. I mean, this thing is tiny. I can't. The hard drive sizes nowadays are ridiculous. This is a terabyte. It's 1,000 gigs in this little tiny thing. Compared to, and this, mind you, it's USB powered. My old one was 500 gigs. It was half the storage space, and it required USB and, I don't know if you can see that, but a power source as well. And this thing is just dated as hell. I mean, I don't even know. But I've got this thing called My Passport by Western Digital, and it's pretty cool. I had to format it on the Mac, but that was easy. And the Best Buy, the lady at Best Buy for the Geek Squad was terrible. I mean, I went up to her to ask, well, how can I get my data from my old one to my new one? And she was like, well, you're going to have to crack it open and extract the data and then just put it on your new one. And I was like, well, how do I do that? And she's like, oh, well, you just crack it open. And I'm like, what? Why do you think I'm talking? Why do you think I'm here at the Geek Squad desk or whatever? So I don't know what that was about. But yeah, she was just dumb. Yeah, I don't want to use bad words. I'm keeping this, kid friendly, but she was dumb. I'll put it that way. At any rate, I do have a new hard drive. If you have any ideas of how I can get my information off of this one, the problem is that I'll plug it into the computer, the green circle won't light up, and it won't show up on my computer. But it will turn on. I do hear the disk spinning on the inside. So if you're a really tech-savvy person and you can help me, please, I beg you, help me out here, because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Otherwise, I think my data's fine. But it's just got so much music and just so much stuff on it over the past, 4 years that I've had it. I mean, almost my entire sheet music library, and even Sibelius scores are on that hard drive, and I'm just like, oh god, it's stressful. But at least I do have the storage space to put the video files and the music. And I'm sorry that this isn't about Full Sail, but it's about the student life, you know, you got stuff going on. And also, speaking of student life, I am now finally officially going to be volunteering at the Orlando Hip Hop Festival on October 22nd. So I finally got that nice and sorted out. I am officially volunteering. I get a free t-shirt that I'm going to wear. And you'll get to see that next week or something. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call the video. I hope you enjoyed getting a sneak peek of, well, not really a sneak peek, but just a small look into the physics lab. Hope you enjoyed checking out what I had for lunch today, and I'll be honest, I had never made that combination of vegetables before, so I didn't know what it was going to taste like, and honestly, it wasn't that good. If I would have had enough space to put in another apple or two, then it would have been delicious. But it was just like a really hardcore, like, ninja status juice, because it wasn't really that sweet. But I still drank it, and I'm you know, still feeling pretty fit, so stay healthy, take care of yourself. That's one thing that a lot of kids don't do down here, is take care of themselves, and they get sick, and then they miss school, and they miss more than 6 hours, and then they have to take the class over again.
You cannot live on ramen.
Yeah, no living on ramen. You will be, what's the word, malnutritioned, malnourished. So no, like, you can't live off ramen, and you can't live off Chick-fil-A, and you can't be living off, you know, basically you can't live off the cheeseburgers, bacon, and Cocoa Puffs. You can't do it. It's just not going to work. So, anyway, thanks for tuning in and checking out and hearing me blab about stuff. Tomorrow's video is going to be just as awesome as this one was. I mean, hopefully you thought it was awesome. I like the videos, but anyway, I'll catch you tomorrow. Have a great night or day or morning or evening.